joined by Dr. Benner. Am I saying that correctly, Doctor?
Yes, yes, you are.
Yes, sir. This dates back. This is not a new problem. This is not something new. You always had that kid in your classroom who struggled, who had issues. Then they figure out halfway through the school year, you can't see. You can't see in class.
Right.
You still see that type of behavior, that type of thing. You think with as much healthcare and how we do healthcare, that problem will be eliminated. But eye care for young is still an issue, isn't it?
Absolutely. The American Optometric Association believes that eye health and vision disorders can greatly affect a child's school success. Unfortunately, we also know that only about 15% of children actually get a comprehensive in-person eye exam. Undetected vision disorders in the classroom can lead to poor academic performance, decreased athletic engagement, poor social activity, and also lowered self-esteem. And none of us want that for our children. So we recommend getting your child into a doctor of optometry for that in-person exam to help them be successful in the classroom.
You,
Doctor, let me ask you this. What's the difference between the comprehensive eye exam you just mentioned and sometimes what they do in school, where, read the E on the chart? What's the difference between those two?
Sure. The typical school screening tests visual acuity with one eye at a time. That's only about 4% of the information that we find during a comprehensive exam. During a comprehensive exam, we're testing the ability of the eyes to work together, to focus, to team, the binocular functions, to make sure that all of those visual skills necessary for classroom success are in place. In addition to that, we're also looking for eye disease. And we know that early intervention and treatment are very important and vital to a child's overall health. Doctors of optometry are able to find 270 different disease processes during that eye exam.
Dr. Benner, this affects people mostly my age, and we're not going to talk about that. But from the standpoint of, it seems like every eye disease somehow ranks back to high blood pressure or pressure, as it's called. Is there any way to detect that in a child?
Absolutely. During that comprehensive eye exam, all of those different processes and function of eye health are tested. And with children, doing a children's exam from highly trained doctors of optometry is no different than doing an exam with adults. Questioning might be different, and some of the answers are going to be widely different, but we can still get the same tests and come to the same answers that are needed for every child or adult.
I come from that generation of the 60s and 70s, and we get yelled at for being too close to the television or
Right.
watching television in the dark. My grandmother, I don't know what freaked my grandmother out about watching television in the dark, but it was a no-no for her. Uh, Kids today, though, spend probably quadruple the amount of time with screen time with the different devices, the phones, the computers, the gaming systems on screen time. How does that play into eye health, the expanded use of screen time in our society?
Absolutely. Since the pandemic, the use of digital device has gone up dramatically. And it's estimated that with school age children, between 6 and 9 hours a day are spent on digital devices. That's a lot of visual fatigue. It's a lot of stress on the eye system. So we recommend practicing some good visual hygiene, having your children take breaks every 20 minutes, looking at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds, letting the muscles relax. That's also good for adults, not just for children, but practicing that visual hygiene. From a child's point of view also, we encourage parents to put the digital device down, encourage your children to go outside. There's recent studies that show 2+ hours a day of outdoor activity from children greatly reduces the amount of nearsightedness that child may develop.
Mm, wow, that's amazing.
you know, uh, with everything going digital, as they say, you can just about almost take an eye exam on the computer yourself. But I guess it's the one on one with the doctor that makes it so important for children to go to an optometrist, correct?
Yeah, that in-person comprehensive exam is the standard of care. Online refractions are just simple acuity tests, no different than the test that happens at schools. Those are really false and misleading, and can actually lead to future problems in the classroom and success for your children. So get them to an in-person comprehensive eye exam with their local doctor of optometry.
That's pretty interesting. Because everybody goes to WebMD
Right.
nowadays. Everyone's got a PhD up from Facebook, and they think they can diagnose it. But when it comes to children, you really, really need to talk to the experts. You could find more information. Visit AOA.org. I deserve more. How often should we? Is it once a year, every 6 months, maybe in between semesters? Should we kind of look at our children's eye health? What kind of schedule should we put ourselves on, doctor?
Sure, preschool children should be seen at least once between the age of 3 and 5 to help get that baseline before they start school. But once children start school, they should be seen on a yearly basis. Not only do children grow, but their visual system changes. And we don't want any impediments to their visual development to slow down their learning in the classroom. So getting them in for an annual in-person comprehensive eye exam is vitally important.
I know for folks my age that you see now on the market supplements that are supposed to help eye strength and help your vision. Is that anything you'd recommend for a child as far as nutrition, diet, as far as eye health?
You know, that's a tough question. And a child that's seen by their local doctor of optometry is going to be better able to address that for every child individually and not make any big sweeping comments. But getting them in, having that doctor of optometry assess their visual needs, their development, so that those children have that full opportunity for success, and make sure that we're getting early intervention and treatment for whatever condition that child has.
I kind of wish my mother had to talk to you because that way I wouldn't have to bother with eating carrots. Oh, man. I hate
You know,
carrots.
You can find out more information once again by going to AOA.org. I deserve more. This has been brought to you by the American Optometric Association. School's just around the corner, and it's a vital first step. I've seen it personally where children have lagged behind, have become tuned out, become
Right.
disinterested, become distractions because they simply can't see what's going on in their world. It's a simple thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You've seen that too, haven't you, doctor, in your practice?
Yeah, 80% of learning is estimated to come through the visual system. And in my practice, we see it all the time. Children that have slowed academic performance really have a vision disorder that, once corrected, allows that child to succeed and to catch back up in the classroom. Strongly encourage parents, go to the I Deserve More, look for their local doctor of optometry, and help their child succeed by getting them in for that in-person comprehensive exam before the school year starts.
One last question before I let you go, doctor. Should we be looking for a doctor who specializes in dealing with children? Do I take them to my eye doctor? What would you say is the best route to take out there? I know there's optometrists out there that specialize in dealing with children and children age diseases. Should you just get an initial look from an optometrist, and then if you need specialty care, go from there?
Absolutely. As America's primary eye care providers, doctors of optometry are positioned across the country to help those children succeed in school. And if further testing, treatment, and referrals are needed, they'll get that child taken care of.
Dr. Ronald
Yeah.
L. Bennett is the president of the AOA, discussing your child and eye health. The AOA.org, I Deserve More is the place you need to go. Couple of weeks away from school, get that appointment in now and give your child that needed extra head start, that boost to a great education. Doctor, thank you for joining us this morning. Great information for us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll put this link up on our website. Once again, it's AOA.org. I Deserve More. Once again, brought to you by the American Optometric Association.